my pleasure to address you today here regarding the 4th Annual National Labour Convention and Expo 2026. This will be held at Kampala Serena Hotel on Wednesday 15th to Thursday 16th April 2026. Under the theme, Unlocking the Potential of the Ugandan Youth Labour Force and Advancing Productivity, Expanding Opportunities for Decent Work. The convention will be presided over by Her Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic of Uganda, who will also serve as the chief guest. The convention also forms as part of our build-up activities leading to the commemoration of our 1st of May, that is our International Labour Day, providing a national platform for dialogue on Uganda's labour market priorities. Since its launch, that took place in 2023, the annual National Labour Convention and Expo has grown into a Ugandan key platform for shaping the world of work. Convenes government, employers, workers, organizations, development partners, academias, and also civil society to generate actionable commitments for decent employment, labor productivity, and inclusive growth. The 2026 edition builds on the 3 successful conventions to advance Uganda's progress towards its tenfold growth strategy and Vision 2040 and NDP4. Uganda's population stands at approximately 45.9 million, with over 75% below the age of 30, and the working age population accounting to about 67.4% of all Ugandans. However, over 80% of all the labor force remains in informal economy, characterized by the low productivity, job insecurity, and limited social protection. Youth unemployment currently stands at 13.3%, while many more young people remain unemployed or engaged in vulnerable work, unlocking the productivity potential of the youthful majority in both an economic imperative and pathway to Uganda's long-term prosperity. The 4th Annual National Labour Convention and Expo 2026 will focus on 4 strategic objectives, which include analyzing opportunities to harness Uganda's youth labour force as a catalyst for productivity and structured transformation, identifying and addressing policy and institutional barriers that limit youth access to decent work, promoting scalable strategies such as the skills development, apprenticeship, digital skilling, and education to employment pathways. And lastly, strengthening multi-stakeholders partnership that generate actionable commitments to expand decent employment and extend social protection to all young workers. The convention will bring together cabinet ministers, permanent secretaries, and also senior government officials, top private sector leaders, heads of employers, workers, organizations, development partners, and civil societies. Their collective engagement will align national policy direction with practical on the ground solution. They will showcase scalable innovations and generate concrete commitments to enhance labor productivity and youth employment, inclusive economic growth. I therefore call upon businesses, innovation-driven enterprises, training institutions, financial services providers, and development organizations to take advantage of this expo platform, showcase innovation services and programs that support job creation, skill development, and labor productivity. Interested exhibitors and partners are invited to submit their applications through the Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development website to collaborate in making the convention and expo resounding success. Your participation will directly contribute to the advancing Uganda's agenda for the youth employment, productivity, and decent work for all. Ladies and gentlemen, please note that the 4th Annual National Labour Convention and Expo is an invite-only event. Accredited delegates and confirmed participants are warmly invited to join us at Kampala Serena Hotel on the 15th and 16th of April 2026. Members of the public are encouraged to follow the proceedings through live broadcasting and also on national television and other media platforms for God and my country. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Honorable Minister. Before we go into Uganda, I believe my colleague here from New Vision had out of questions, but so we're talking about Uganda. Come.
Esther Davinia Anyakun, Minister of State for Labour, Employment and Industrial Relations. Tuli wano tulanga Uganda tugenda kubeerayo n'olunaku olwa Annual National Labour Conference ne Expo 2026 nga hotel ya Kampala Hotel Serena nga ku Lwokusatu 15 omwezi ogwokuna mpaka 16 omwezi ogwokuna. Era kikwata nnyo kweri abavubuka baffe ab'omu Uganda okubeera nga tusobola nnyo okutaasa emirimu oba ebintu byetugenda okukola nga gavumenti okulaba nti abaana baffe tubafunira gye bagenda okukolera ate nga bakolera balungi. Okuva guno omukolo gwatandika nga 2023 okuba nga tuliteekawo buli mwaka nga tetunaba kugenda ku lunaku lwaffe olwa International Labour Day olubeerangawo nga lumu omwezi ogwokutaano buli mwaka. Era tuli mu kweteekateeka okulaba nti guno omukolo contributinga byetugenda okwogera ebitugenda okukola nga International Labour Day. Tumanyi bulungi nnyo nti Uganda erina abantu miliyoni 45.9 ate 75% kwabo bali wansi w'emyaka 3 ate bonna bakola. Kati 57% na 5.7 abo Abannayuganda abo bonna bali mu myaka egy'okukola. Naye abaana baffe abatalina mirimu mu ggwanga bali mu 13.3% kulaba nti Bannayuganda abaana tebalina mirimu. Tugezaako nnyo okulaba nga Ministry ya Gender okulaba nti analyzing opportunities ezigenda okulaba abaana baffe abavubuka nga bafunayo emirimu era nga basobola kubeera catalyst aba productivity ne structural transformation mu ggwanga. Era okulaba tumanyi nga abavubuka babeere ne decent work mu ggwanga, promoting any scaling strategies ezigezaako okulaba nti tufunira abaana baffe skilling development, apprenticeship, waliwo kyetuyita digital skilling ate ne education to employment pathways kigenda maaso. Era eno convention egenda omukolo gugenda kubeera vice president waffe retired Major Jessica Alupo yagenda okubeera chief guest guno omukolo ogenda okubeera waffe wano e Serena. Era nanyirira nnyo aba businesses, aba innovation driven enterprises, aba training institutions, aba mu Uganda financial institutions, bonna development organizations nti mulina okujja mufune space showcasinge emirimu gye mulina era kyemukola okugezaako okulaba nti mufunira abaana baffe emirimu mu organizations zammwe zemugenda okushowcasinga so gya mujja kutuukirira okufuna ekifo kyemugenda okuteekawo advertisement oba showcasing ministry yaffe website yaffe eya ministry of gender. Mbebaza nnyo mwena mwena abaami n'abakyala okulaba nti guno omukolo ogwa 4th Annual National Labour Convention and Expo genda kubeera abalina invitation bukabukabu bagenda okujja era mwabalala nja kuba mugoberera ku TV oba ku social media eziddako zinazina nga 15 ne 16 mwezi ogwokuna. Mwebale nnyo mwebalire ddala.
Okay.
Yes, good morning to you, Honorable. According to the work with the media, you've mentioned that the level of unemployment among the youth stands at 13.3%, and that's quite a big challenge to you as a government. And I understand this conference can't address the challenge of youth. Apart from meeting and do some lamentations and adopt those resolutions, you tell us what strategies have you put in place to address the challenge of youth unemployment. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honourable Minister. Though I may not be allowed to ask, but the people fear to ask about themselves. Honourable Minister, most of the journalists you see, they have their jobs but not employed. They don't have contracts. NSSF they don't have. Pay they don't have. And basically that affects the outcome of the reports or the newsworthiness we get into the media fraternity. Honourable Minister, does this convention intend to tackle at least your foot soldiers here? Thank you.
Thank you so much, Minister Anyakun. My name is Chris Pasarini from UBC. First of all, I'd like you to tell us, as Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development, can you give us maybe some facts? How many Ugandans we are having in these foreign countries, especially the Middle East, especially at a time as this whereby we're having the Middle East crisis? And are they safe? As ministry, have you tried to make some follow-up to see that people are safe? Another thing is this, we have been seeing so many briefcase companies which tend to take our Ugandans for some of these foreign jobs. But if you try to assess them, you realize that these are not right companies. I think you saw this what happened recently in Syria, whereby we had a Ugandan who was taken to work outside, but when you check the records, you realize that the company that took that lady was not one that looked bad registered. Also, what's her fate? Was she hanged? As ministry, we try to understand maybe the report from that side. I think maybe I can stop at that.
Thank you. My name is Ibrahim Owele from the New Vision. Honorable Minister, just take us through, when you say 13.3% of the youth are not employed, to you what does this mean and to the country's development? Second, if I'm not mistaken, you have always talked about and your government has always proposed that it should start exporting skilled employees. Now you realize that most of the people that go in Arab countries, most of them are single mothers, P7 dropouts up to senior 4, if I'm not mistaken. And you continue expecting to get better results. Now, when are you going to put a cap on that to make sure that the country exports skilled employees? Lastly, remind us about the salary scale, because as Salamaga said that the majority of the employees in Uganda are struggling. Even when they have jobs, they don't know what is tomorrow. And your government has always suggested employers should have the salary scale. Why is the government delaying to implement this?
He has insisted, and your government, he mentioned several. Do you have any other questions?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Let us answer this one.
Okay.
Thank you very much. First of all, I want to say something about the 13.3%. We all know that our government, where you are also part of this government, is trying its level-best at least to ensure that we are having people, or we are trying to create employment for Ugandans. One, we have to also identify the challenge, the truth that at the moment, Uganda is producing over 500 graduates every year, more than that. You find doctors are so many. When we were young, all the doctors were only coming from Makerere, but now so many private universities are producing. So the labor market itself is competing with the production of graduates out there. And previously, when we were all young, they were only public universities. But now, government opened up for private universities. So the number of graduates that are coming out into the market are very, very high. And that's why you see we are having this issue. But as Ministry of Gender, we have been trying our level best to ensure that we try to create opportunities. There is what we call apprenticeship in the Ministry of Gender. And we try to identify people in their localities. Like, for example, if you're coming from Mubende or in another part of the country, we get youth who are graduates from that district as Ministry of Gender. We identify them, we attach them maybe to institutions like hospital, the banks, and so forth. They be working like they are getting experience, because most of the time when we apply for jobs, they ask you for working experience. So you work there for a minimum of, I think, 1 year, but the institution that is employing you does not pay for you. It is the Ministry of Gender that pays for you. Some talking of money like 500,000 shillings per month for your upkeep, because you also know we are trying to create for you an opportunity to learn more on job, because some institutions don't even teach us what we are going to be doing, what we're going to practically be doing in our universities. So that is one. Two, we are very well, the informal sector, we know very well that we have the youth in our regions that the president, through his initiative, has tried as much as possible to train them through our regional hubs. We have been training, skilling the youth. And the president has gone as far as giving them also a seed fund at district level. Each youth district has been given 50 million shillings to create jobs for those youth that we have been as government trying to skill, especially in the regional hubs. I think, and then also we have apart from apprenticeship, we also have under the Ministry of Gender what we call Juakali, where we've been giving equipment. I think 2 weeks ago you must have seen us issuing those equipment. We are tooling them. Because sometimes when people go even and borrow money, they're not in position to use the money to buy the tools. But the Ministry of Gender has been getting, from district level, a few youth. Of course, we are not able to do anything because of the budget constraints. We get, like last time, we had like 109 youth that we gave the equipment. And they go and have this equipment to get started. Others request for border borders. Others are requesting for walking tractors. Others were requesting for welding machines. There were a number of tools that were there, sewing machines and also others with incubators. This has been helping the ministry to make sure that those who are non-educated people are able to get tools and they get started. But most of them have also had the experience of having worked in some other people's workshops, and they are not able to get started alone. I want to say how we are trying as Ministry of Gender to come up the issue of unemployment. The issue of exporting skilled employees. Absolutely, I agree with you 100%. This should be the direction that we are taking right now. We are trying, and we have been trying our best through Ministry of Foreign Affairs to link us up into to create appointments with our colleagues, the ministers in those countries, where we are able to go and discuss with them have bilateral agreements. And these bilateral agreements will help us as Ministry of Gender to open up more BLAs for skilled labor, not necessarily for maids that are going to the Middle East. And the minimum wage that someone just mentioned here, the paper has been prepared. The President pronounced himself on Labor Day. And on Labor Day the previous year, he said it, prepare the paper and bring it to Cabinet. We are just waiting for a number, and we are going to take a paper to Cabinet. So I'm very sure before Labor Day, we should have presented this paper to Cabinet, and it will come to Parliament. So let's all keep our fingers crossed to ensure that this helps us Ugandans to be able to have this. The convention is very, very important, because why am I saying this? It creates opportunities, it opens up. Some people don't have information. And we are saying you watch on TV, and some of your leaders who are invited will be able to come. I'm sure from your fraternity of media, you should be able to send a representative for this convention. Because these people, the employers, the bankers, the institutions, all of them are going to be showcasing what they have. And they're going to tell us as the Minister of Gender how many employment opportunities are they creating each year for Ugandans. So this convention is very, very important. We have what we call smart life. And I think we need to broaden this through to deep and also sensitize our people. Under NSSF, we have what we call smart life. Smart life, NSSF has been having the protection of our monies, our funds, but now we have opened up a new skill where we are going to be putting new money on a daily basis. Even if I'm able to our level base to ensure that we have this. We have over 500,000 employees vis-a-vis, graduates coming out of university vis-a-vis the job market which is there. The President is also trying his best to ensure that we have more investors in the country so that they are able to give us more employment. And this is not just only for us. Outside there, many countries have old age, they need productive people like us, the Ugandans. So it is our prayer that we open up and make sure that we have our people go and get better jobs in these countries. So the briefest companies, it's true. I was in Nairobi last week. The same challenges that we are facing as Ministry of Gender is the same challenges that the Ministry of Gender in Nairobi is facing. Companies that are purporting to be registered, yet they are not registered with us. You can check the system. You'll be able to see that this company is registered with us or not. So they are not authorized to take our people. And we have formed a place in our ministry. She met a stranger on Instagram. The stranger convinced her we are going to go and work outside the country. Right now, she told me she was somewhere in the Middle East. I think she was in Jordan. When she reached there, the stranger has blocked her. She doesn't know the stranger, but she linked her to a person who also took her to another person, and now she wants to come back. She cannot reverse back to her movement. So I am now fidgeting to see to take me out of my home, to take me out of Uganda. Ugandans out there, if you're going for skilled labor or for unskilled labor outside this country, please, let us help government and also help us Ministry of Gender by coming to our ministry and inquire if the company that has contacted you is on the same page with us, is registered with us. Because we have some funding, we call it bank guarantee, and also some money that we get from them, the bond. When you get a problem outside Uganda, when this company registered with us is with us, it's very easy for us, for example, God forbid, to repatriate you back alive or to repatriate a body using the money that we have got from this company as a bond. It also helps us to continue having a working relationship, because once we know you have left here with this company, we are able to trace in the other country which company has received you. But if you don't do that, we are still going to go back through this circle. For the last 30 years, I was working with IOM. This vice has been happening. Up to today, it has done through this Ministry of Gender. As the Labour Minister, I am still seeing the same challenge in this country. So people who are advertising their companies on TV, on videos, tours and travel companies are not supposed to be transporting you or even exporting you. Don't accept them. Come to the Ministry of Gender, you will get companies that are authentic, that are authorized to take you outside this country. And then finally, the Middle East, the girl in Syria is still alive. Our embassy from Cairo managed to get in contact with organizations, human rights organizations, including Amnesty International. They have been negotiating for her. The government of Uganda, the nearest we have, the consulate is in Cairo, and the others have been handling that part of the Arab world. So they are still in negotiations. Our Ministry of Foreign Affairs is still handling this issue because we could not stress as a Ministry of Gender. Now we have to take it to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to use their diplomatic ways to have this girl come back home. I thank you so much.
Before you go on, there's some questions that I forgot to let you know. I know the policemen, they also public servants, and they are under your categories, but if you look, you can advocate for their rights. There are police officers who were deployed to guard the presidential candidates. And unfortunately, right now they are being mistreated. Others even were forced to abandon their duties because of working for presidential candidates who are not in good terms with the government. And as a minister for labor, even those officers, I think they have not even been paid their salaries and allowances. Is there any focus here you can offer those police officers to get justice done?
I don't agree with that. To be honest, every presidential candidate are nominated at the National Electoral Commission offices, and they are given logistics, including the security. Right? This arrangement is done through the Electoral Commission, and when they are given the logistics, including the security, they move with them from day one to the last day. I expect them to be now after elections to come back to their place of work. Why would they be mistreated? Why wouldn't they be getting their salary? Who goes to the system to stop them from getting their salary? The salary is coming from public service, and I mean, it's the system that is already put there. It is not like I'm getting from a pocket like I'm paying a Shembabo in my compound. No. Some people should not really spoil the name of government in the name of, if you have a challenge, a one-on-one challenge with a particular person, it is not because someone was against this government, and nobody will ever be even against this government, because the truth is that my government is the best. And I'm standing here boldly to say that my government is the best, because I have moved in other parts of this world. To be honest, there is no place that is better than Uganda.
Thank you,
Any other question, please? I'm rushing to cabinet.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. I'm Fred Kayongo. I work with URA. Now, with this issue of Middle East war, I saw government evacuating some Ugandans from Iran. I understand there are also some Ugandans in Israel. What is the plan for government to evacuate even those Ugandans in Israel? Secondly, to the Ugandans who are still stuck in those countries, what services are they getting from government?
Thank you very much. First of all, we know it very well that there's no flying zone in those countries. So if Ugandans are there, they must be under the support of our consulate offices, staff who are there. They're together with them. Even flying from outside Israel, it's a very big challenge. So there's nothing that us in Uganda can be able to go and say that we're taking our aircraft to go and pick Ugandans. Not any other country has done that. Neither can they even cross on road, because you'd rather be in a radius where you know the rocket can be able to protect you than going to a place where you think they can even hit you on here. I wouldn't. If you told me to travel now, I can't even go to the Middle East. I'd rather go through Nairobi or Entebbe to any other destination, because I know I'll be safe up on the air. So the Ugandans who are there, they're under the watch of our consular offices, and also there's no way we can fly them out, because even the rest of the people in this world are starting in one place, they cannot fly. No flights in, no flights out. So we just have to be patient up to when this will get out, then the government will be able to bring out our people out of there. But at least what we know, most of them are safe. Iran was more potential for them. They could not run, they could not fly. but at least for them they managed to leave at the time when there was amnesty to leave.
Honorable Minister,
You're making me Minister of Foreign Affairs.
Oluganda mwebuuzo
Maze okwogera mu Luganda.
Obibuuze
Bibadde bingi.
Eky'abaana
abali wabweru. Ekisooka njagala okukiddamu nti abaana baffe abali Iran abasinga babajjayo naye wabaayo abakyaliyo mu nsi za Israeli bwe twogerera tewali nnyonyi esobola okufuluma mu Israeli era tewali nnyonyi esobola okulandingayo naye ministry yaffe eya Foreign Affairs egezaako nnyo okolagana ne konsola baffe abali eyo so bali wamu babalabirira okulaba nti bonna bali bulungi so they are accountable babalabirira bulungi okulaba nti abaana baffe bamanyi gye bali era bali mu mbeera nnungi singa kati tulaba mu TikTok batunyigiriza tuli wano newalo kiba kitegeeza obutabeera mu social media bali bulungi gye bali era nga gavumenti naffe tusobola kufulayingayo kubanga amawanga amalala nabo tebasobola kugenda mu Israel okutima abaana baffe abaana baabwe okujjako nga kino ekintu bakitadde okugamba nti abantu batambule naye